Hello everyone. Today's video has 3 points and you're going to want to stick around because the third point is a secret as to the absolute one thing you are going to want to remember when it comes to Amazon ads. So let's get into it. The topic we're discussing today is Amazon ads for authors. By the end of this video, you're going to know the key strategies to winning at Amazon ads. You're going to have the steps necessary to fix your ads or just get started, and you're going to feel great that you're making as many sales as possible for your book. So this is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like for me to make more videos like this one, and check out below in the comments and grab a copy of my absolutely free self-publishing checklist to make sure that you're not skipping any of the secrets to not just self-publishing your book, but also getting it to sell. So let's get into it. From my own story, when I first got started with self-publishing, I had put out my very first book. It was so exciting. And then I even saw sales coming. I put it on the free version, free promo for 5 days, and I was able to see thousands of copies of it move. It moved into I think it was the top 1,000 books on Amazon for the free books. And later some of my books would actually even be bestsellers for weeks at a time. But the thing is that after a year, I hadn't reached that point. So what happened was I was getting no sales at all. So I started to wonder, okay, so is this whole self-publishing thing about putting a book on the market, getting some initial sales, and then that's it? Well, fortunately for me, I had a friend who told me about Amazon ads. In fact, he had a course at the time he had taken, and he was recommending it to me as well. So I decided to give this course a chance. And so after I had gone through this specific course, everything started to change. And when I say everything, I mean everything. I started seeing sales on my books. I started understanding how exactly ads play out. In fact, since that point, I've run 120 million times that impressions that my ads have been shown to people, and you begin to see patterns that emerge when you're running your ads. The thing is the difference that they played was completely pivotal to keeping me in self-publishing. I was looking at the time saying, well, maybe I should try a different online business opportunity like drop shipping or currency trading or something like that. Maybe today would be cryptocurrency. But the fact is that I didn't need to switch. I just needed the right information on how to run ads successfully on Amazon, and that would completely turn things around. And the combination of doing correct keywords, which also was a very important part in my self-publishing side of things, in getting me up and running, and to get things moving for with the ads, this combination proved itself to be pivotal to not only keeping me in self-publishing, but keeping my books continuing to sell to this very day. Books that were out 5-6 years ago, still pumping out copies of the 200 plus books that I have on the market. So Amazon ads for authors. Here are just some of the basic strategies. One of my coaching clients recently was asking a little bit about this. I thought it might be good to take a little bit of time and discuss this very subject. So the first thing is you need to set your bids at 15 cents per campaign. That is to say that anytime somebody clicks on your campaign, on your ad, they're going to pay 15 cents. Then we set a daily budget to $1. I set it to $100. You figure out what works for you. But the thing is we definitely need some money in there so we can get multiple clicks per day. Anytime we have an ad that loses $2, we're going to kill that ad immediately. So we don't tolerate losers in that sense. Keeping in mind that when we're only making 40 to 60% for our paperback versions, and we're making 70% for the other one. So the price that it sells at isn't your profit. Rather, your profit will be about 70% of because you're splitting it. They're going to get their portion as well. Isn't that right? So so if a book, if you would make a $10 profit, it's a $10 royalty or $10 that come off of that book for, let's say, one of your Kindle book sells, you're really only making $7 of those $10 in royalties. You see, because they're going to keep $3 of that profit. So $7 would be your royalties, and then you have to keep that in mind when it comes to your ads, so you don't get tricked into thinking, oh, I'm doing great, I'm getting back the money I spent. And it's like, well, you also have to factor in how much money what type of book it is, and the royalty rate. But bringing up this different versions of your book is a key thing. And so you're going to want to separate your Kindle ads from your paperback ads. That was another question I had just today even. And the reason being is because they make different amounts of money based upon each sale, and one may outperform the other. So we may wish to kill, let's say, the Kindle ad and keep increasing the bid spend we're doing on the other. Does that make sense? So if we see that we're doing well on our ads, we're going to raise the amount of money we're willing to put into it. Take it from 15 up to 16, 17. And if it starts losing $2, I just kill the ad altogether. In the old days, I used to take it down to 1 cent, but I just don't want to deal with that. So I would just kill the ad at that point if I've lost $2 on the ad. It's just not worth your time. And we're going to just re-roll a new ad out with using different keywords. And the thing is, like I mentioned earlier, or maybe not in this video, but you're going to want to run automatic ads in the beginning. Once you feel comfortable that things are going okay, then I would highly recommend getting Publisher Rocket, which you find below in the description, which is a fantastic tool for finding the right keywords for your specific ad groups that you're going to be running. Then we're testing and experimenting. In the old days, it would be you run 1,000 keywords. Now it'd be more like 10 keywords, the 10 top keywords, trying different keywords. In addition, your Amazon ads are going to tell you things like which keywords people clicked on. They came in through a keyword and then they clicked on it. This is like through your automatic ones. And so it already gives you an idea of keywords that you can use in your ads. But let's get to the secret point of the day. The most important thing when it comes to ads, it is that the real power in the ads is the information that they give you on your title and cover. Now you may be wondering, what do you mean give me on my title and cover? And that is a very legitimate question. And the answer is, it's because when they see your ad, they're going to see that title and they're going to see the cover. And if the cover and title are terrible or don't match the keywords that brought them in, they're not going to click. The same goes for the reviews. That's one reason why some of my coaching clients who had no reviews, I recommend just ask friends and family, please have somebody leave a review so at least we have something to work from here. Once you're building an email list, you're moving on to the future, but don't overwhelm yourself with all of this stuff, building web pages, building up email lists. Focus on one thing at a time, because that's one of the points here is that we're trying to make self-publishing. It just doesn't have to be so hard because you break it down into the smaller steps. And that's the reason I tell you these basic Amazon ad strategy, which is what? 15 cents per campaign, $1 max, splitting up between the two types. We're letting it do automatic targeting, and that's it. We just set up the basic account. Let me know below in the comments if there's any questions on that. And so, but the real power is knowing whether or not your books themselves are optimized, and we find that out very quickly. The other thing is, don't think for a second that just because you have a feeling upon what you yourself would personally do or which cover you would click on, that really has anything to do with what your target audience would do. This is a huge mistake. Like, well, I sort of like this cover. I'm like, it's a terrible cover. It doesn't match the best sellers in your market. You're going to confuse your readers. So what we feel, what we prefer, what we do, this has absolutely nothing to do with any of this. Because obviously, if you already knew what you would do, well, maybe you would buy your book 50 times, but we don't really care about that. We care about our ideal readers. What are they going to do? And the reality is they're telling us whether they click, whether they just swipe on by. These are the sorts of communication messages that our ideal readers tell us, and that's something we should not ignore. So my question for you is, have you given Amazon ads a try? If you have, write yes below in the comments. And if you've never tried it, write no below in the comments, because I need to know what your level of experience is, and check up above me here for more video answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.